All right, everyone. How are we all doing? We excited for the weekend? I hope we are. I certainly am. We have around 20 degrees Celsius right now in Berlin. Beautiful sunshine. We went for ice cream right before coming back home to start this screen. So that's a pretty good start into the weekend. I went to the barber's. I got a haircut, which is also pretty good. I felt kind of weirdly right now, but mostly I think I'm happy with it. So I think this is a good way to start the weekend. This is gonna be an interesting one. So first and foremost, I'm gonna try and finish MSQ 3.5 today. So that's the overarching goal for today. Hopefully we're able to finish Heavensward. I don't know whether that's possible because we haven't started MSQ 3.5 yet, but it's just a couple of quests plus I think one duty, so that should be doable, right? One thing I'm not too sure about. So, disclaimer, I splurged. Second. Had to buy a new keyboard. There it is. This is a NuFi Halo 96 V2 with lemon switches. I thought very long and hard about getting the lemon switches or silent red tops. I went for the lemon switches because I love the audio, but I did some testing earlier today and I can't seem to tweak noise suppression in a way that cancels out the switch sound, the keyboard sounds completely. With a noise gate, mostly when I'm not speaking, it's fine. As soon as I start speaking, the noise gate doesn't cancel out the keyboard and the noise suppression doesn't do 100% job of covering that noise. It's super slight, but I don't know how annoying it's going to be on stream. It's something we need to test. And if it doesn't work out, I don't know. We'll think of an alternative. I'm definitely eyeing the clear top switches. Like the red silent switches, right? Give them a try. A friend of mine suggested buy them. They're using them on their keyboard and they're super happy with them. So that's actually something I'm gonna have a look at. Honestly, I really like the thunky sound for typing. I really like the auditive feedback. So maybe it's not gonna be too bad on stream. We're gonna have to figure that out. Or I'm gonna have to take another deep dive into improving noise suppression. I mean, microphone position and all should be fine. It's pretty far away from the keyboard, but still we're not, right? We're not hitting it completely, right? So if I'm silent, give me a second. You can't hear any typing due to the noise gate, but as soon as I start speaking, and I type in parallel, you're gonna hear some sound in the background, especially when it gets hectic, right? So let's see how that goes. Anyway, what I was planning for the next couple of weeks, maybe as a quick heads up for anybody that wants to follow along. So I'm gonna try and finish Heavensward in today or the next week, either way. And the next thing I'm going to do, because I splurged a little bit more, is basically do a little review of Heavensward and Realm Reborn. Since I left the game 2022 or something like that, right after Realm Reborn, it's been a long time, so I'm gonna basically read up on all the lore and anything I forgot. And then I think I want to do a quick recap reaction video for Heavensward before jumping into Stormblood. That's the idea, at least, right? So that's something I would like to do in the next couple of weeks. I also had plans for another video that might be interesting, which is, I mean, I'm an old dude, right? So I thought about maybe doing a quick vlog about my history with Final Fantasy and my favorite Final Fantasy titles, starting with 8, 9, and 10, and how I actually ended up with 14. I have a rough draft about it, so maybe this is something that will, if we can do it quick and dirty, will see the light of day in April or May. Let's see how that works out. But for today, we're going to focus on Heavensward MSQ 3.5 and finishing that thing, right? So let's dive into the queue, apparently, right? The queue. Anyways. Apart from that, I really enjoy the haptic feedback of the new Fi keyboard. I had a G915 from Logitech for a while, which is also supposed to be a mechanical keyboard, but the switches were custom, so you couldn't use anything but the switches that they were using, and the keycaps were absolutely terrible. Logitech, if you hear this, if you see this, I don't know whether you fixed this with the 915X, but the keycaps on the G915 were absolutely terrible. They were breaking. The color was like the paint was peeling off. It was such a good looking keyboard, but the overall quality of the caps and the switches for around about 200 euro was absolutely terrible. They sent me a replacement, honestly, when I first complained. So within the warranty, I send them an email telling them, hey, keycaps are absolutely terrible. Can I buy replacements? I was willing to just buy replacement caps, like original ones. I didn't want to get the ones from Wish or Etsy or whatever. I wanted to get original caps, ideally in German ISO. They weren't able to do that, so they sent me a full replacement of the keyboard. Anyway, I reached the point at which I had placed like 3-4 keycaps again on the second keyboard because the keycaps were breaking and the color was peeling off. And then I just decided to buy something new. So if they were to build another keyboard with lasting keycaps and cherry switches, which I think is something that the G915 is, then I would be tempted to give it another try. But for now, I think this as a pre-built mechanical is, for me, as a beginner baby, this is super good. I like it a lot. Let's see how the audio holds up on stream. I'm a bit concerned, but apart from that, I also need to find a way to control the RGB. I haven't figured that out yet. So I have all the weekend. What's with the Etherite? Why can't I? Oh shit, I'm stuck somewhere, right? This is much better. What is SnapClicks doing? Travel to the main generators. No, we don't want to travel to the main generators right now, SnapClicks. We want to do some MSQ, buddy. Come on. Here we go. Also, when I first did an audio and tech test this morning, I had absolutely terrible bandwidth and performance, and I was a bit afraid that something was going wrong with my PC. But I think we're doing okay again. One thing I don't fully understand, by the way. Oh, I need to get these black mage, white mage dresses for my chocobos, by the way. I know that they're somehow related to skilling up my chocobo. But I always forget that. I am so bad at this that my chocobo is still, I don't know. And I also, the mistake I made is apparently I kind of divided the skills, right? Should have put, I don't know, all the skills in defender or healer to quickly unlock one of the costumes for the chocobo. But yeah, I didn't do that. So at some point, we'll have to spend some time figuring out the color of a chocobo and how to adjust that. I have a guide for that in my Final Fantasy XIV to-do list, but I never got around to do that yet. So that's something that I hope to be spending some time in the next couple of weeks. What are we doing with... Okay, we're waiting for Tataru at the Diamond Forge. All right, give me a second here. I'm sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. That's telling that like a... Okay. There's an ADHD joke just somewhere in there. But anyway, I missed my timing. Ooh, what are we gonna do? We gonna get a makeover? Are we getting a makeover? Is it makeover time? Oh, and you might want to close your eyes. Let's go. What happened? Did they... Every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe. Cool. Thank you. Well, wouldn't you like to know? We're gonna get a new outfit finally. Alphinaud wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. All right, folks. We have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. Somebody last week on this stream said they absolutely adored Ida. And I have no recollection of her whatsoever. So I'm a bit excited to find out what happens to these characters in Stormblood and going forward. Heroic crafter poses. I am still so mad that these two outfits
Did we miss anything?
are for sale. Sale only.
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphinaud, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
So who are you suggesting, Alphino?
Is that all? Well, then the decision seems clear.
It's gonna be you, isn't it?
No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention.
Sure, of course.
As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, buddy.
Should none of
Sorry.
our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede he might struggle to balance his new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Correct. I've no time for a management position,
Sandred
buddy.
makes a good point.
No time at
Any who
all.
would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness, help! I need some help here!
Who are you?
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her.
Who's Nago?
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
I love Istola's voice, by the way. She has a beautiful full voice. Who's that voice actor?
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My
Another
message.
Mikoti girl.
It was too important to delay.
Mm-hmm.
I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Nah, not really.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is.
Yes, who is
My
that
name
bloody
is
tennis of a
Minago.
Mikote?
And I belong to the Alamegan Resistance.
Oh, okay.
I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
We've been aware of him, right?
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I shall depart for Limsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emmerich and encourage him to send an envoy. To Taru, Kryl, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
I suspect the ill tidings from Gyr Abania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louisoix himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
Can we trust? I have the problem that I never could trust Papalymo. It feels like every male presenting Lalafell is schemy, and every female presenting Lalafell is always just cute, right? Anyway, I don't like that guy. I don't think I can trust him. Oh, by the way, one of the next things we're going to do after finishing Heavensward is leveling up our Paladin. I want to be able to actually switch between healer and tank in Stormblood, so I can use both classes for the MSQ. I tried to do the same thing with, what's his name? The Machinist. But damage dealer never really clicked with me. I can't make it work for me. I'm sorry. I will summon Sir Emmerich. Yeah. Please do so. It is good to see you, my friend. It is but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. Oh, that would have been nice. But to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will of course send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us, however. As the choice is not... Sorry. I cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make. Not mine alone, at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? Yeah, man, sure. Our representative will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Sir Hondeloop that he is to lead in your absence. Always good to have Lucia by your side, right? And make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Who is Emmerich's counterpart in the House of Commons? Is that somebody we know? I feel like I've completely lost the thread regarding Heavensward micropolitics and who's involved in what. So this is something I definitely need to brush up on. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the Gates of Judgment. I can do that. Do that. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone, not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop of Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. Give me a slight second. Before we meet at Camp Dragonhead, give me a second. I need to check something out, please. Here we go. Sorry. I had to quickly look at something in my settings that confused me a little bit. But that's much better now. So, where are we going? We're going to Camp Dragonhead. Can't we go directly to Gridania? Seriously. Where's our boy? So, Emmerich, here I am. The garrison commander. Okay, sure. I may see a familiar face. All right. That might be interesting. Aww, look at them. Ah, the Nepo baby. How wonderful to see you, and Emmerich too. To what do I owe these unaccepted pleasures? Honora, the tiny boy. We shall soon be on our way. A brief summary, if you will. Those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to an imperial. That's kind of racist. Amanelian, right? We don't say racist stuff like that here. And thus we shall strengthen the patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Frankel and the Observatorium. Fair. Carry on, Commander. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm? I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. Oh, you took over your brother's post, buddy, right? Oh, man. That must hurt. And I mean, look at that. They put up this. That's a big picture to remind you that you have some big shoes to fill, right? Yeah, we can but play the hands we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans and Honora's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old boy. Off to Gridania with you. Oh man. Honestly, I wish you all the best, my little Nepo baby. Yeah, one last shot of the picture to remind us of the big shoes he has to fill. And then we're off to New Gridania. Let's go. Funnily enough, when I first started my character, I located them in New Gridania because I kind of like their connection to nature and nature-based magic and healing magic, because I think both the scholar and the white mage teachers were located in New Gridania. But at some point I reconsidered and moved to Limsa Laminza. And now I'm thinking whether I actually made the right decision or not. But anyway, I'm gonna stay a pirate cat boy for now and see how that fares for me. Right? Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when first I laid eyes upon her. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. It probably won't. Oh look, there's spaghetti carbonara as a quest item. That's always good, right? So let's attend that council. I love how they they instated democracy in Ishgard with a republic, but apparently Emmerich still seems to be the most competent person around, so this is the only person we're interacting with at the moment. I don't know how to feel about that. It seems to me we have to an escort. What, to the Lotus Stand? Okay, we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. Pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters. The Lotus Stand is a pretty awesome place, to be honest. Yes, jumpy boy. Just jump. How about? Get that energy out of yourself. Where is it? It's here at the Conjurer's Guild, right? Yeah. Look at that. And then the Conjurer will let us in. This might also be like a good... location for photo shoots, right? Sorry, Merlweb. Yes, I am well, thanks. 'Tis a day for reunions, Asim. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Yugiri, yeah, we've met them, right? They're this ninja from this unknown country that we haven't been to yet, right? Yeah, sort of, kind of. Yeah, that could be a cool G-pose location. I assume I can access it any given time, right? Not just for quests and cutscenes.
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This Griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove.
So we have 4 factions now, right? Standing against the
Elder
Empire.
Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
You're a good boy, Emery.
The Doman people too would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
All right.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift, and there is much to be done.
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defences seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one.
But
Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
because you're a smart boy, Alphino, right? Because you're a smart boy. Let me check something, like, real quick. Ah, okay, I can't enter the Lotus Stand unless on a quest or something, right? So I can't just go in there and G-pose around. Damn. I would have liked that. But the council was able to reach an accord as swiftly as a heartening development in itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. They probably won't be proven unfounded. Sir Emmerich, that's a surprise. How wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Daedalus for serving as our escort before other duties called him away. I also wish to thank our Doman ally. She sneaks around there behind the tree. Like, sorry, I failed my sneak check. I was just awaiting an opportunity to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep to the shadows. Sure, you Gyri. So is she supposed to be the tie-in into the next expansion, Stormblood, or am I reading that wrong? My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance's pleas is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation. Alright, sure. I only did my duty, Sir Emmerich. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Whatever is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you? Must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? Yes, they do. Because they talk for an audience, right? Come on, let's be real. This is how we adults speak, dearest sister. Yeah. Alpha no playing the game. The game is the game. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. I like her. I shall pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I am curious to know how Papalimo and Ida fared on their talks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at Balsa's Wall. Okay. So are we gonna meet there later? Revenant's Toll. Off we pop. I mean, just something I'm wondering about. Give me a second. My orientation is so bad. Where was the summoners, the scholars teacher, was she at Nketo's theater, right? In the very beginning of the game? I think she was. Yeah, that's like a nice location, right? That's actually something we could use. Make a mental note to take some pictures here. I am still on the fence whether I need to get those stupid outfits from Alizé and Kryl from the shop. Let's see. At some point, my greed will get the best of me, and then I'm gonna order them. But anyway, doesn't matter. So I don't know about you, but I'm heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I feel like we're still talking. But anyway, I understand that these council meetings are important. Do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? That said, people haven't been known to change, and if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. So, what are we doing now, Alice? Ooh, there's a brick. There's an orchestrion roll. Seems eager to discuss the council's decision with the other scions. I think it's time we headed inside. What's going on here? Oh, there's no cutscene. Okay. You returned from the council, but what of Alphinaud? Did some other matter require his attention? Enter our boy. She will be alright. Of course, Ida. She's sleeping at the moment. Tartar is keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there's any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well. And then we have another Mikote in the party, which is always good. The council's decision. Yes, what are we going to do now, folks? Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. The Alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression, which means should there be an Imperial act of aggression, there's gonna be war. We're set up for war now, right? I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be the Imperial caught between the Resistance and the Alliance. One does not lightly go to war with the Gallian Empire, or walk into Mordor. That case. To open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. Sigh. If only there were some way to reach the Griffin, some means to convince him to abandon his reckless course. Are we gonna go on a diplomatic mission again? Talk to the Griffin? It may not be entirely unfeasible. Here. There is a network of tunnels beneath Balsa's walls, secret passages dug by the Resistance to provide a way out of Alamigo, which may equally serve as a way in. Indeed. If all are in agreement, I would be the one to undertake the necessary negotiations. I am familiar with the route, and the Resistance is familiar with me. About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Say what you want, I'm coming too. Okay, Yugiri, you have some experience in the practice of infiltration, so we've got a party. Yes, Thancred, you as well, buddy. What are the Leveliers? You will return to Eastrout, stand watch over the border. Okay. I will accompany you. Alphinaud, Gridania will be safer for my presence. And while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, might I ask you to remain at the Rising Stones to pass on messages and so on? And Alize is like, ugh, hold the fort. Ew. That girl needs some action. sword-on-sword action. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend it now. I would depart for the Hawthorn hut without delay. Alright. So, nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Balsa's wall, and I should be interested to speak to the Alliance commanders. Let's do that then, Alphino. But I concede she has her hands full nursing the resistance fighter back to health. No matter, my turn in the field will come. It most definitely will. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make sure of that. So, Hawthorn Hut. What are we doing here, Alfie? Amari says Spire awaits. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise us of any developments. Okay. Oh, our infiltration team. Look at you, buddies. I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection, even if you are venturing into enemy territory. We'll have the Griffin by the scruff of the neck before you know it. You seemed ready to shake the Griffin by the hand rather than the neck, so which is it to be? I shake whatever needs shaking. Okay, Ida. The talking part, I leave to you. I get why some people like her, I think. Let's be on our way, shall we? Our Alliance friends will doubtless have news for us. Where are we going? Does anybody know where we're going? Oh, okay. Like we're doing some serious overland travel. That's insane. Like I actually get to use my keyboard. Haven't done that in a while. I think, oh no, we don't have to get to the, we just need to speak to the scout down here. Hey, buddy. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you're here to speak to our commanding officers? I'm just here to check out the view, man. Oh, Pippin, I remember you. Oh, so we got all the cool kids. We got Pippin, we got Hilda. And Rashad Riki, who I don't remember, but good to have you here. I have not seen many of you since the day of the Grand Melee, having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say. What an honor it is to stand at your side. What news from the wall? All has been quiet. Okay, that's good. Q. End of quiet. What the hell? Fighting is breaking out on top of the wall. A full-scale assault? So So the Griffin has made his move. Someone has. And what's that supposed to mean? The attackers, they're wearing Grand Company colors. You can see that from here, buddy? Seriously? The wall was never Griffin's target. It was bait. We have been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to this deception. Yeah, it looks like we're attacking, not the Griffin. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. I think this was the whole purpose of this shenanigan. This may yet be no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Alamigo. I've got to see that stuff on a map, folks. I have no idea how it adds up on a big map. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzea, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. We must make for the wall at once. Yeah. I don't even remember that wall. Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from his course and are likely halfway to his command by now. So let's meet up with the infiltration team and then kick some ass. Is that what you're saying, Alphino? It will be dangerous, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoid skirmishing, it may yet be possible to reach the Griffin. That's what I said, right? Yeah, let's get us an airship. I always like airships. Lady Hilda. Oh shit. Okay. That's a full-blown battlefield. There's our Griffin. The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo and force action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering for so long. The first step in the liberation of our homeland. I really want to know who that is. I mean, that's got to be some kind of reveal, right? Gotta be some kind of reveal. Griffin on the wall. Okay. Where are we going? All right, I gotcha. So let's get to that wall. So this is what that looks like. I didn't even remember. Like, I'd love to see that on a world map. Is there like a world map? I am absolutely clueless, right? I am absolutely clueless. I love it. Oh, so there is a world map. Look at that. Look at that. So, this is places I don't know about. This is basically... Ah, this is Gridania, I guess. We've got to check that out on them. Promise. Anyway, One game that really improved on the way it handled lore drops, by the way, is Final Fantasy XVI. The ability to basically just highlight certain cues in dialogue that linked to lore was really, really well made. That made it so easy to follow like lore and revelations and basically just drops into the story, which Final Fantasy is famously like bad at, right? Because there's a lot of just straight frontal lore drop, wall of text kind of stuff. And 16 handled that quite well, actually. Exposition was the word I was looking for. Thanks. The trail ahead should lead us into the shadow of the wall. As we have two objectives, I suggest we divide our forces. I shall make straightways to the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades. And what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna scale the wall. Yeah, love it. Love it. I can do that. Sure. We will make for your position with all due haste, and if everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then swoop in and spirit us all away in safety. Nothing simpler than that. Look at that. It's a duty. Ah. Come on. Balsar's Wall. So, folks. Let's see how that goes. And let's also find out how loud that new keyboard is, right? To be honest, I really look forward to doing some more action-packed streams of Final Fantasy XIV. I feel like there's a lot of cutscene and exposition and text to be read in the MSQs, and I appreciate the depth of the story, right? And the whole thing. But sometimes I just want to do some duties, right? Just some good old-fashioned bonking people's heads. But let's see if we can finish MSQ 3.5 first, and then... All right. That's a doggo. That's a doggo. That's a big doggo. Hello, you friendly, lovely people. This is going to be terrible with a new keyboard. But we're going to manage, right? Let's go. I'm with you. I've got your back, little tanky. What is happening here? Why is the damage dealer dropping health? That shouldn't happen. No, enmity is increased, so that shouldn't be a problem. Confusing. Okay. Okay, little tank. Where's the tanky? There they are. Fuck. Shit. Come on. That's not good. I'm a little bit slow with a new keyboard because I really need to get accustomed to the new layout. I'm feeling that. That's a situation. All right, but we're gonna be fine. Imperial identification key. All right. Area beyond. Let's go. What do we have here? Magitech Predator. Okay. You sick? Okay. Buddy. I don't really appreciate that. What is going on here? Everybody okay? No, they're not. Come on. Here we go. Damn. Honestly, the new keyboard layout is... I love the keyboard. It's compact and all, but oh man, this is gonna cost me. Somebody forgot his damage over time. Come on. Come on. Let's heal up. Okay, buddy. Thank you, boy. Yeah, you're doing great, right? Ah. What was that? There you go. So how are we doing so far? We doing okay? I think we are. What is that? Pass on that. Pass on that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We're doing it. All right. Oh shit. Come on. All right. Here we go. That was good. Oh, there's a big boy coming. Okay, so we're basically on a lift and we're gonna have Enemies coming in waves. Okay, that's something I can live with. That's something we've done before, right? Move out of that. Get out of there. By the way, I've recently unlocked the Alexander Savage raids. So this is something I would really love to do at some point. I'd be really excited to see that happening. But honestly, I don't know if I can find the people for that. I don't know what the purpose would be, right? There's so much other content in the meantime. So I don't even know if doing Alexander serves any purpose at all. Like, what do these raids provide? Ah, shit, I fucked. Sorry. I need to stop talking and start casting. Less talking, more casting. Here you go. Okay, now I got it. This is an elevator. Enemies are coming in waves. I understood that the first time. Could we now please, like, get on with it? Is it done? Oh shit, it's not done. It's not done, is it? Now, here we go. Ooh. It's an armored weapon. Why is there only 3 of us? I hate it when that happens, folks. Stay together. Come on. What's the launcher? Can we... What's launching here? Dynamic sensory. Penalty will be assessed for... Ooh, shit. Come on. Get your boy back up. Did I somehow... What is this? What is this? What are these Magitech bits doing? Come on. Just stand on the grid. And don't get hurt. Is that what's... Ew, that was unnecessary. That was very unnecessary. What is this? Penalty. Okay. I don't know how to avoid this, or is it just... Come on. And you all please just stay healed. That would be so nice. Can we manage that, please? Okay, that's great. There's... Wow. Come on. So now would be a good... Give me a second. We need to put some regens on the tank. And then we're good to go. Let's roll a couple of holies. Just to get these boys stunned and then get out of there. Damn. That was just unnecessary. Thank you for the key. I think we're doing pretty well. Void. Okay, we're still running. Still running. Still running. And off we pop. Shit. Why are you losing hit points? You should not. Can you stop losing hit points, please? Thank you. Ooh, cutscene. There goes the Griffin. Give me some exposition, boy. Is that supposed to mean anything to me? Oh man, I'm so bad with names and faces. Like, come on. I'm here. I'm here. I'm done with the cutscene. All right.
How'd you like this?
I don't know. Ooh, that's interesting. What are we doing here? Are we moving away or to the front of it? Ah, shit.
I'll tear you limb from limb.
Come on.
Sloppy. For Al Amigo!
Okay. Shit. Where are we going?
How'd you like
Okay,
this?
here. Okay, got it. So we're basically... Yeah, okay, that's great stuff. Now I got it. So basically we're just defeating one of the blades and basically creating a spot where we can stand. That makes sense. Thanks. Oh shit. I'm so bad at preserving ether. I am so bad at doing that. Can somebody please? Thank you. Ooh. Shit, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, now I saw it. There's a spot behind him, basically, that's...
I'll tear you limb from limb.
Come on, buddy, I got you, no worries.
Sloppy. For Al Amigo!
There we go. So, cutscene, exposition.
You've beaten me, aye.
I did, Hilbert.
But you cannot stop what I've begun. Behold, a glimpse of things to come.
Do I want to know what you did? Did something terrible, dumb? You just started a war, buddy. Nothing great about that.
We did it! We showed the bastards!
Aye! Victory is ours!
And who
Don't
knows,
you think they're
lads?
gonna retaliate?
Maybe the Eorzeans will finally see sense when the enemy turns up on their bloody doorstep.
They're gonna retaliate, buddy. Gonna kick your asses, and it's gonna be horrible, right?
This is for Alamigo, for Eorzea.
Laurentius, who are you, buddy?
They die that others may live.
Oh no, no, seriously. Oh man. Really? Really?
Vanguards! Attack!
Seven hells. Do you hear that?
What did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen?
War machines. How did they get here so quickly?
Stand your ground! For the resistance!
There's nowhere to run. We're cut off.
That's ugly.
Gods help us! What were we thinking?
What were you thinking?
The Empire's too big. Too powerful.
Yeah, you need friends. You need community if you want to take over and take on an empire, right? You need to.
Mighty Ralker. Grant us the strength to crush our...
Oh man.
There you are.
As you can see, our infiltrators did not elude me for long. Lady Ugiri is sending for an airship even as we speak.
What do we do? This is a massacre!
How wonderful to see you, Commander.
Ilberd. I should have known.
Was he one of the crystal
This has to end. It has to end now.
somethings?
Do you not see your countrymen dying? Have your ideals rendered you blind even
Give me
to
a second.
that? Order the retreat, and we will help your soldiers to safety.
Retreat? With the moment of my triumph so close at hand? You truly are a sheltered child, Leveilleur.
So I had to just quickly pause the dialogue to check something out. So Ilbert Fear. Yeah, he was captain of the Crystal Braves. He was captain of the Crystal Braves. He was introduced as the new right-hand man of Alphino Leveilleur and an old friend of Robin Alden. And then when the Crystal Braves went south, he apparently... okay. So he had strong feelings about abandoning Alamigo all along, and he was on the payroll of Lolorito. Okay. And then in Heavensward, apparently he found his new role. Okay. Interesting. Man, this game plays such a long game when it comes to story arcs and exposition.
No abyss is too deep for you, I see. But trust me when I say that such power was not meant for mortal hands.
How long have I struggled to reach this point? My countrymen, so inured to the taste of defeat, they no longer balk at its bitterness, shouting my throat raw with rallying cries, only to be greeted with dull eyes and blank faces. My brothers and sisters in Ulda have surrendered to their apathy and their appetites. Were it not for the glint of Lodorito's coin, I doubt even those here now would have answered my call. Take back our homeland! Free Alamigo! Ha! They'll happily mouth the words, but they won't spill the blood. You say no mortal should wield these eyes? Then I shall gladly become a demon. I will suckle on the souls of the hopeless and liberate the homeland they no longer deserve.
What exactly do you mean to do?
Did you hear their cries as victory was snatched away from them? Even with their dying breaths, they cursed the Empire. Never has their desire for vengeance been so raw, so true. A god has no need of faith when summoned by so pure a purpose.
Summoned? You cannot mean to fight the Empire with a primal? You know full well the danger, the futility of relying on such power.
You feel like that's a man you can be reasoned with?
I know their limitations, which is why I will call upon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself.
What? Here? Now?
Like hells you will!
Punch him, girl! Ah, shit. It would have been nice, but, you know.
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all!
Okay. How did this thing get so dark so quick? What the hell? What the actual hell? So we're using all the souls of the dead first. The Empire with their dying breath. Wrote 2 Eyes of Nidhogg into the mix.
This light, is it?
And what do we get?
His death completed the ritual. The primal is taking shape.
Well, can't we stop it? There must be something we can do.
There is one thing.
There's always one.
What? Hey, where do you think you're going?
Master Louisoix briefly contained Bahamut by means of a potent spell of sealing. I will now attempt to do the same.
But that's impossible! We would need hours to collect the necessary ether, if not days!
Alphino, though I concede it may not always be apparent, I was ever your grandsire's finest pupil.
And humble, Papalimo. Always humble.
Of course! The staff still holds enormous power, broken or not.
Don't you dare, Papalimo! I know how that spell works.
Have I misjudged Papalimo? Is he
It is time to leave.
the hero that Gotham needs?
Quite right. Quickly now, off you go. The further away, the better.
Not the hero Eorzea deserves.
No.
Or something like that.
So am I.
No,
The
Ida.
hero it deserves.
There is a path only you can walk, and it must not end here. Not like this. Take her! Please, you have to take her!
What? No! Damn it, Thancred! Put me down! Thancred!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you! Go!
Can I stay at Papalimo's side? Probably not, right? That's just not gonna happen. Damn, boy.
Hilda! I think he means now!
I'm sorry for misjudging you, Papalimo. I'm sorry, man. I didn't see that coming.
I bid thee farewell again, my dear Ida. Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
Right. Well, shit. Oh man. I take it back. Whatever I said about Papalymo, I take it back. The amount of heroic sacrifice that this game needs is insane, right? Because he wanted you to live, Ida. He wanted you to live. He knew what he was doing. What had to be done. Master Louisoix wore that same look right for the end. You think I don't know that? I know, all right? I know. There's nothing more you could have done. Gilbert caught us all off guard. Even Daedalus was powerless to stop him. If you must blame someone, then blame me. Don't speak to me. Leave Ida with me. Go on. Go back to the Rising Stones. The others need to know what happened here. Okay. We need to at some point check out all the orchestrion roles that we received. And the music we've unlocked. But... oh man. Look. Louisoix's finest student. We must return to the Rising Stones and apprise our companions of all of this. Pray, make your way there at once. I will send word to Y'shtola and the others of our imminent return. Whew. Man. Oh. I am so bad at navigating. Rising Stones. Come on. Hey, LSA. Let me tell you the story of Papalymo's noble sacrifice. Ill tidings indeed. We found the grinning face of an old adversary, Ilberd, whom I did in fact not remember. But he had in possession the eyes of Nidhogg, whose dread power he used to initiate a summoning ritual, even as we looked on. Just as a reminder for me, Ilberd got the eyes of Nidhogg from the Ascians, who got them from the Warriors of Darkness, who retrieved them for the Ascians, right? I don't understand. To attempt such magic requires every ounce of one's ether. No one, not even grandfather, could cast it and hope to survive. Indeed, it was ever a last resort, as I am certain Papalymo was aware. Thus did the pupil follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have as yet been unable to explain how Ilbert came to possess Nidhogg's eyes. Well, I just told you. In the depth of the sea of clouds, a perpetual storm of water and wind, no mortal could endure such conditions. Then, mayhap it was the work of an Ascian. But now is not the time for idle speculation. Trial, I have need of your assistance. Yes, of course. We must inspect the cocoon of light and ascertain the state of the primal trapped within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we shall glean some measure of insight. Understood. I can't promise I'll be able to sense much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. As shall I. Let us be about it then. What? Without so much as by your leave? Pray forgive Archon Ishtola for her brevity. She seeketh employment, lest her grief deprive her of the will to act. I hate Orianger dialogue options. I too must contend with this grievous loss in mine own way. By thy leave, Lady Alice, I shall honor our fallen colleague through gainful study. Mayhap I was too big to judge. Surrendering to sadness and regret would be a poor tribute to Papalymo's sacrifice. Quite. We must begin preparations to face Ilbert's accursed creation without delay. What time we have was purchased at too dear a price for us to squander it. Oh, look. Another orchestrion roll. School's out forever? What is school's out forever? Complete. Oh, this is just Louisoix's finest student, and really you called it school's out forever? Really? Have you no decency? Damn. Man. More music. The interminable wait for news from Gridania seems to be taking its toll on Alice. I wish there was more to tell you, but the situation in the East Trout remains largely unchanged. Meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before communication from the Alliance. One moment. Yes, of course, our representatives will be present. My thanks. Word from Gridania, the council will shortly be reconvened. The alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the primal, of course. As of Ishtola's last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall, unchanged. Let me just quickly have a look at something. Just quickly, I wanna have a quick look where we are. All right. I think this is the... Basically, we're in... Yeah, the second part of 3.5 now. So let's see. Let's see how long this goes on. And maybe we can wrap it up tonight. We have another hour or something like that. The Elder Seedseer doubtless shares our concern about how long it will remain so. I am told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expertise to proceedings. A wise decision. I suggest we leave the Rising Stones in Tartaru's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Stand. I love how everybody keeps leaving Tartaru behind. Oh, who are you?
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
That's a weird question to ask,
You're
buddy.
a looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
I think that's what the man said, yeah.
Yes? You're in Eorzea?
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port.
You sailed across the ocean with that thing, buddy. Okay.
Though, it would perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Good man. Are you all right?
All right. Okay.
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
Always good to get some comic relief right after a character dies, right? That's always good and important. Who are we talking to? Nofika's altar. That's back at the Conjurer's guild, right? Look at me, knowing my way around Eorzea. Like a big boy.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken.
But for how long?
After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Typical Sid. Always problems, no solutions. Come on. That's not the can-do attitude we need.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
Providing a solution.
A pleasure to see you too, Garland.
Nero!
If you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Why should we be begging him for his assistance?
Who is this man?
A Garlean.
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartano since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
Wrong.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity.
But you saying you can fix it or not?
And as luck would have it, I am graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
Considerable, you say?
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution?
No.
Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame? Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
I mean, he makes a convincing case. Then again, we all know how freedom technology turned out, right?
He makes me grind my teeth is what he does. But I suppose we don't have much of a choice.
No, we don't. We just gotta progress the plot.
Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Well, do they have a choice?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. 'Twould seem we do. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
The other one?
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
Oh, come on. No offense, right? so that was rather unexpected and a development which raises a number of questions. Not least among them how Nero chanced to learn of the council meeting in the first place. It's a good question actually, Alphano. A prison. The Greater Obeisance. Sid and the others are assembling at the airship landing. Alize is already on her way, and it would not do to lag behind. Sometimes reading is hard, folks, did you know? Sometimes reading is hard. Let us go to the airship landing. I don't remember. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Oh, where the hell is the airship landing? It was through here or down the stairs or something like that, right? Oh, it's just a balcony. I think I gotta go down the stairs, right? Yes. Look at my sense of orientation. I'm great at this. Am I ready to go? Yeah, of course. The thought of that man poking around in the workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fill me with confidence. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her sight. She and Gyr are, well, here they are now. Shall I set course for Cartano? Slightly. I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear the latest observation ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain a clear understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. Oh, I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Ah, buddy. I like you being that, like, sarcastic, enemies to allies kind of guy. Like, I lost one of my... Anyway, different topic. It reminds me of Spike and Buffy a little bit. It's mostly the hair, but also the sarcasm. While Alphino speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones. Pray accompany Alice back to the Rising Stones. I should feel safer knowing you are present to entertain our guest. I love how, like, the majority of these dialogues is used to tell us where everybody's traveling so that we don't lose track. Yeah, I'm traveling with Master Garland on the Enterprise Excelsior. Yes. To Mordona. Please. Okay, that was fast. I was just... Not quite a door-to-door service, but I couldn't exactly land her in the Toll's main square. Shall we adjourn to the Rising Stones then? Yes. And No. Where are we going? Here. I must confess, I'm a lazy little teleporter. Rising Stones. There they go. Oh yeah. Let's talk to Nero. What's going on, bad boy?
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation.
Don't tell him. He's just goading you.
Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
Is it a rice cooker?
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
That guy again?
Good gods, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Ugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Ugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the Greater Obeisance.
Oh, this is why it's called the Greater Obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the Scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giddy? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Okay, weirdo. Okay. Could I speak to you for a moment? Yes, of course. Do you remember when I had you meet at the Diamond Forge and we ambushed you? Yes, I do remember. Well, once we had our measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but wanted you to have it before you left. You can try it on right now if you like. Ooh. Look at those pants. Look at those pants. So like the boots. Snug, but not too snug. Yeah, this is what the pants saying, right? These pants say snug, but not too snug. A blood pearl charm to, you know, bring you home. Scion's Adventurer monocle, a jacket, bottoms, and boots. I am unable to oh shit. Look at me. No. So, what are we doing here? That sucks. Somebody should have told me. Now we're running around trying to find a... Ah, come on, what? You know, we're gonna jump to Limsa real quick and come back to the Rising Stones, whatever. There we go. We're gonna sort that stuff later, right? At some point. Oh no! You have insufficient inventory space as well? What happened to you, buddy? Oh man, we really gotta clean that stuff up. This is an absolute mess. Anyway. Still better than before. Come on. I love the fact that the basically the whole game just refuses to. It's not like it doesn't allow you to finish the quest. It basically forces you to restart the whole cutscene, right? Yes. Here we go, buddy. Thank you so much. He who continues the attack and Imperial Will. All right. Get this going. So we have to wake Omega, right? When do we start? I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Okay, so Alizé was still here. The rest of us is forming the expedition party. Nero and Sid will focus on rousing Omega, while the rest of us take care of security. This big guy is so weird. He's so weird. The Excelsior is by the lake. So I'm wondering if that's just preparation for the Stormblood DLC, basically. Oh, we gotta get out of here. Come on. So if, I wonder whether the story will just seamlessly feed into Stormblood from here. Or not. I mean, this is my first DLC, right? Come on, Sid. Buddy. We'll be in Cartano before Gosetsu graces the deck with his dinner. We had best be on our guard. We can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Ooh, look at that. We're going to be doing some combat.
Now, where was that? Ah. I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
That sounds easy.
You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how...
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
For all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
I hear you. He loved taking orders from Nero.
Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
Let's kick some ass, shall we? He's so huge. What the hell is going on with that guy?
Samurai of Doma, you will rue your choice of opponent this day.
I absolutely love that hammer. That hammer is so cool. I absolutely love that. That is such a cool hammer. So I guess it's hammer time, right? Is it hammer time? Let's go. Nah, man.
With Solenstein.
You watching, Pabalimo?
Problem I have is
look upon a samurai of Doma.
Get him, Captain. Seriously, now you're joining. All right, here we go, boys. Come on. No retreat. No retreat. No surrender. You have us outnumbered? I don't think so, friend. Yes, Nero, please. Please. You're a little sarcastic, condescending. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I remember that. Let's go. What are we doing here? Ah, okay, got it. Come on. Damn. Damn.
It's all over now. Leave this to me.
With Solenstein.
What is going on here, man?
No retreat. No surrender.
I really hate these kind of battles, but anyway, come on. Okay, that was it. Is that it? Did we kick your asses? Pitiful. Ah, you're still alive, man. Okay. That sucks for all of us, right? Come on.
It's all over now.
You're not gonna survive this for long. Seriously, man? Was that necessary? Shit. Come on. Come on.
No holding back.
An opening.
Okay, we got you. Come on. You're done, babe, man. Come on. Oh, you're just running away now? I mean, it would be a pity to not see that big hammer again, right? That's a big hammer. And by hammer, you know, I mean the hammer.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right? There's... This is clearly going to be a happy end.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
I don't think so. I don't think
What
we
do I
are.
think?
But we don't have another choice, right? There's no option here.
All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes. That's the one.
Okay. I mean, at least somebody's pressing buttons.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
There's so much personal growth of characters that's just triggered by other people's or characters' deaths or sacrifice.
Fly free, my pretty. Show us what you can do.
Not sure how I feel about that. Also, that guy still creepy.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
What you get for messing with the primal. Yeah. I thought Omega was just gonna seal it away, but they gotta duke it out first. I didn't know. Oh boy. Oh man, this is not. That's gonna leave a big crater.
Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered the malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Okay.
Omega destroyed the cocoon.
What was that tattoo?
Papalymo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
Everything dissolved into chaos. Okay. Give me a second, folks. So I don't know if we can wrap this up in the next 15 minutes or so, but let's see if we can. The problem is I have a little gaming appointment at 9 p.m. and I thought I would be done by then, but we're at the very last quest. And I don't know whether to expect any cutscenes or big twists or whatever, or whether I should just leave that for the next time. I'm a little undecided here. Anyway, see how this goes. so let's see. Let's see what happens. Full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. We as good as demanded the right to try, but tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. I can just give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Gyr Abania. The battle raged on with no end in sight, but both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless in the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature from Far Eastern legend. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on this side of the border. Which is why we have sent out a main force under the command of Marshal Taropin to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them. It would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions. He's a bit entitled, isn't he? Though Ilbert has forced a hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation. Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemand's grasp. Okay. Small detour. Let's have a quick look.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes.
Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by a mega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Allag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She's up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Okay.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Sharlayan. That was where she met Master Louisoix. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them. I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lys.
Okay.
When Papa Limo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papa Limo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lys. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
Oh, what's in the east? We're gonna find out what's in the east. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papa Limo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her. Here we go, folks. We're rolling credits. Damn, look at that. And perfectly timed. It's 9 a.m. I have a play date at 9 a.m. so I need to wrap this. But damn. That was a cool one. You know what? I'm gonna wrap up this stream. Thank you very much for watching. Just gonna leave you with the credits as long as they roll. I'm gonna shut this one down. Thank you very much for joining, for watching. Have a beautiful evening. Have a lovely weekend. And yeah, join me again if you want to continue this journey. This was one hell of a story. I didn't expect Heavensward to develop like this in the post MSQ quest. So this is definitely something that I'd love to discuss further and then see where this story takes us. So have a beautiful weekend. Have a good night. and hope to see you again. Take care, folks.
Swelling over long seas of blood are a song, and death an afterthought to those who fight for none alone. Lying children of the land and service, why must you turn?